We have been through, and I still think in some respects, going through a rough period with many of these big developers and publishers. I have spoken a lot about this on my channel, about how inserting needless agenda and progressive nonsense into our games is not what we want. We are sick of that. We are sick of stories that want to try and push a message to the player over entertaining them. There used to be a time within the industry where it appeared that there was a priority of the developers and publishers to entertain the player. The player then buys more of the games from the company because they want to continue to have good entertainment. It's pretty simple, but along the way I think aspects of this great industry got infected and infiltrated by those who do not want to put fun or the audience in mind. They built up this modern audience, something that doesn't even exist, and now we have what we have. I do think that the winds are changing a bit, but to change course of the ship it's going to take a while. In the meantime, we still want some good entertainment. We want the fun, and one studio that always manages to seem to deliver is Rebellion. Easily one of my favorite developers, and later this month they are releasing a new Sniper Elite game, and this might be exactly what we need to start the year off right. First, let's praise the studio just a bit more. I am all for shilling if what I'm shilling is actually good, and while I cannot speak to the quality of Sniper Elite Resistance, I can speak on the quality of their history, their prior titles. Rebellion delivers the fun. You want a very gamey game? This is exactly it. You want something that mixes bits of realism and authenticity, while also still maintaining that quality of it being a piece of entertainment. There you have it, right here. Go no further than the fact that you can take your time to really line up your shot, choose to have assists on and off, and then fire off a bullet that can blow the sack off a German soldier from 2 towns over. And for good measure, the entire thing is done in slow-mo, with excellent testicle breaking effects as well. That's what I mean. Fun. Sure, it's silly, yes, it's over the top, and I love it and I eat that stuff up. Give me more of it, I say. I have played each entry so far, and I have been very happy with each one. There's no denying that the 4th game is all around the best title. It was such a huge jump, impressive and fantastic to play. It still is. Well, with 5 I had a few more issues with it, and it didn't really measure up to completely being as good as 4, it was still a solid entry and very well done. This is something I expect to see as it pertains to Resistance. The announcement was a bit of a really fun surprise too. I thought Rebellion was only working on one new game for this year with Atomfall, which looks like a really fun Fallout-like. Looking forward to that one too. But then they dropped that they're coming out with another Sniper Elite game, and one that looks more of a spin-off title, still retaining the tenets of the core series. Look, all you have to tell me is that Rebellion is making a new game, and I'm interested. Yes, I am a sucker for a good time. So what even is Sniper Elite Resistance? Well, you take control of another character, Harry, as Carl's campaign is going on at the same time. So Resistance takes place while Sniper Elite 5 is going on. There's a weapon that the Nazis have, and it's up to Harry to stop them. This title seems to be in line with the other ones, and will probably operate at least as good as Sniper Elite 5 was. I think it might be fair to say that Resistance is almost like a big expansion for that game. The information on this title cites that all of the core elements from the series will be returning. Now, as Sniper Elite has evolved, it has really turned into a title that wears many hats. So the best way to describe the core experience is that it's built off of 3 pillars. You have the most obvious one, the sniping. The sniping in these games is the very definition of player empowerment. What do I mean by this? And you can opt to use some slow-mo assistance, find your target, and then fire. Watch as the bullet explodes from your gun in beautiful detail. The slow motion from the shot is wonderful and impactful. Then the speed greatly increases as your bullet races towards your target. As it approaches, the game will slow down again, and then slap on an X-ray camera on top of your target, as you will see the internal damage that you'll be doing. Teeth, bones, eyes, and yes, balls will all explode. Using a sniper rifle is so much fun that that you can honestly turn most levels into a bit of a shooting gallery as you pick off all of the enemies. It's hard to put the sniper rifle down. This was always the strongest area of the game, and as the series went on, the other pillars got better and better. For one, you can pretty much play the game like a World War II Splinter Cell game now, and since Ubisoft doesn't really know what to do with Sam Fisher, Sniper Elite is a pretty good replacement. You can silently take down enemies with multiple options, along with takedowns and silent weapons. As this got better with each entry, it became more of a viable option, and more satisfying to play out this route. So the first pillar is the sniping, the second is the stealth, the third is just going loud. You are armed with plenty of explosives and weapons, so this is equally as fun, especially since the X-ray camera is now found within most aspects of the game, a nice benefit of Sniper Elite 5. Providing all three of these options to the player, in levels that are rather large, they feel Hitman-like in some respects, and when you add this all together, you pretty much have the makings for a lot of replay value. When I look at Resistance, it seems to be hitting all the right points to make for a good Sniper Elite game. It looks like another one, and will probably be very much in line with 5, but if it can incorporate some of the missing elements from 5 that were actually in 4, that would be a nice touch too. I'm not sure this will happen, but I can hope. I am interested about the new propaganda side missions that are found within the new levels. These apparently allow you to play as a Resistance fighter. Sniper Elite always had a lot to praise, and I'm happy to see the campaign can be played in both single player and online co-op again. Adding a friend to all of this action is always a joy. I am unsure if the Horde mode and online multiplayer is returning as well. Two fun modes, and the Horde mode is just great co-op offerings with a friend. They do seem to be including the Invasion mode that was introduced with Sniper Elite 5. That mode was a really nice surprise because you could be invaded or invade someone else's game, and then that turns a campaign mission into a multiplayer level as you try to fight it out with another player. This added a level of variability and surprise that was great fun. Plus, at least in 5, you could opt out of it if you wanted to as well, like if you wanted a more traditional campaign experience. I highly endorse the prior Sniper Elite games. Go play them if you haven't. Plus, one thing I think Rebellion is that they're a very consistent developer. They always manage to deliver a very fun game. They are not trying to be pretentious with their titles. These games provide me with the fun that I've been asking for. Between the Sniper Elite series and the Zombie Army games, they very much managed to bring that fun. As much as I felt compelled to shine some light on this title coming out soon, because it's one I'm highly interested in. Another fun bonus which I think is returning is the Kill Hitler mission. Each one of these games have them. When Sniper Elite 5 came out, they particularly turned this Sniper Elite level into a Hitman kind of game, where you have so many special kills that you can pull off. These were really awesome to discover and do, with some being really hilarious as well. This is definitely an aspect of the game that I would love to see expanded upon in Sniper Elite 6 or something like that. My hope is, at least with Sniper Elite Resistance, is that the Hitler mission has many of those same Hitman-like opportunities too, with IO Interactive taking a break from the Hitman series to make a Bond game, Metal Gear Solid 3 getting a remake, and Ubisoft absolutely not knowing what to do with Splinter Cell. Sniper Elite has turned into a good old reliable one for me, for that type of action, and I love this series, and I hope Resistance manages to deliver. What are your thoughts on Sniper Elite Resistance? What's your favorite entry? Are you looking forward to this new one? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.